Oh, this is a better video of the, oh, wow. So as the title and the thumbnail allude to, there is a video of a UAP coming into frame, knocking out a drone, shoots it down. Just so we're clear, when we get to that portion of the video, I watched the first version of it. Stay tight, because after that, I found a much better version that's only a couple minutes afterwards, where you see this entire thing where it comes into frame much faster. So like, if you just see the first one, just sit tight for about 90 more seconds, and then I find a much better version of it. So enjoy. So given that this story is drones, UFOs, now we've got nukes entering the conversation as the CEO of a drone company that supposedly has clearance and military contracts is saying that these drones are up there looking for radioactive material for missing nukes that might be used to blow up the United States cities and yada, yada. Like, these are all topics I know a lot about and pay very close attention to, and I have very strong opinions about what we're actually looking at here, or I did. But then, as you can see in this video, well, you can't see yet, but you're about to see in this video, this one has a UFO, an actual UFO that is flying in a way that is, I don't know, a lot more impressive than these drones that are just kind of floating there, comes and shoots a drone out of the sky. And I'm like, what did I just see right there? Okay, because that was the first video where I was like, whoa. Then we have the CEO thing with the nukes, and we're going to look at all of that, all right? So now we got to try to figure out what's going on here. We're going to look at this video of the drone getting shot down, and I'm going to tell you what I think is going on, which is not listed in any of the things that we just discussed. And I have a feeling that, you know, when this thing is all played out, everyone's going to be on my side for what's actually going on. So let's jump right into it, all right? So if you guys haven't seen this yet, this is the guy who is saying that, you know, if I was going to summarize, oh, actually, you know what? Let's just watch this, because Rogan's the one who posted this, and he said, this is the first thing that got me genuinely concerned, okay? So let's watch this first, and then we'll watch the drone get shot down by a UFO, because you kind of want this context before we look at that. And then I'm going to show you some other stuff going on, and I'll tell you what my theory is. Also want to thank the sponsor of this video, Yo Kratom. If you're a Kratom user and you use every single day, Yo Kratom will absolutely be the best source for you on the internet. $60 kilograms gets to you in 2 days. All the best strains. It's exactly what I use. It'll be like a fifth of the price of what you're getting at the store. Go check them out, yokratom.com. So I'm going to skip to the middle so he talks about what he thinks they're doing, and I'm going to give you the context that he gives over 4 minutes in like 10 seconds. What he said is that there has been a guy going to Congress for a long period of time telling them that there is a thermonuclear warhead that was taken from the former Soviet Union, Ukraine, and has been headed for the United States. So he's like, I know for sure there is a nuclear warhead that is headed for the United States, and the authorities have not been taking it seriously. And basically that there is an imminent like thermonuclear terror attack, or some kind of nuclear terror attack that could happen. If you look at how flippant I'm being about this, if you know my content, because there's nothing flippant about my fear of that particular issue. I also want to just give you another piece of context, which is that I have done a lot of research on PsyOps also. And in PsyOps, what do they try to do? They try to scare you, right? Like, that's the whole thing, is it's either a distraction, or it's like a distraction from something else they're doing, which is exactly what I think we are looking at. But again, we'll get into that in the later half of the video. Or it is a fear tactic to try to take away your rights, right? This seems like maybe both. If this guy is like a part of what they're doing, they put it out on social media like, oh, maybe it's this, that, he's just part of the PSYOP, you know, because there is a major gap in his logic in this theory, which is that they're looking for nukes. And I'll talk to you about that after we listen to what he says.
The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance.
Whoops, all right, let's continue that.
So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Gas, usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material. So, with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it.
Okay, if that story's true, okay, first of all, then that doesn't mean that these drones are looking for that, but we need to look for that. Okay? I mean, regardless of whether these drones, and I don't think that's what these drones are doing, and again, I will qualify why, but we better be looking for it. You know what I mean? We better be looking for it. I wouldn't explain random, like drones in all these different states if that's what they're looking. Anyway, I'll get back into it in a second. Let's go ahead and continue.
Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe. Now it's gone. So my own guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night. That's it. So, my belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever. So, and do I think that they're coming up out of the ocean? No, I don't think so. Drones that are multi-copter type drones, not the fixed wing aircraft that look like regular airplanes, but the multi-copters, they only have so much battery life. They have hybrid versions that are gas powered with electric, but those can still only fly for a short period of time. There's no way in hell that any drone is going to go miles off the coast as a multi-copter and fly into the interior of the United States and do a bunch of work and then turn around and fly back. It's just physics will not allow that to happen. So these drones, I believe, are launched from a location that nobody knows, but I do believe that they're flying low enough that they're just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist.
Okay, so that's probably enough. Let me explain why I don't agree with this, okay? So, listen, this guy, maybe he really does know drones. Maybe he doesn't, maybe he really is exactly what he says he is, and maybe he's not, or maybe he is and he's part of the thing. But bottom line is, look, dude, if that's what they're doing, why do they have flashing lights all over them? Okay, that's the whole thing. It's like anytime that I evaluate one of these things, like a case, or any other thing, it's like we've been talking about with Conor McGregor. It's like, okay, all that stuff looks bad, yeah, it all looks bad. But the girl is still at the hotel partying for hours after she supposedly got the shit beat out of her and raped by Conor. Give me a fucking break. It's not true. Okay. So with this, it's like the drones are in the air flashing their lights. Some of these very clearly are intentionally made to be very bright in the sky and be like, look at me, humans, look at me. What possible reason would there be to make all these people like, oh my God, this is obviously meant for people to see them? If you're up there trying to find something that people are trying to smuggle around, let's say it is a nuclear warhead, right? My biggest fear on earth is, a nuclear warhead going off somewhere in the United States. But let's say it's you think that you're just kind of flippantly driving it around. You're all, get it in the back of the white van. And you're like, all right, loo. We're totally unaware of the fact that we have probably the most sought after thing in the history of the world. But we're not even, And you think you're going to have like big flashing drones in the sky that's all, hello, there's something going on. Something going on. Like you want those things, if it's a government, you want those things flying dead silent and black. Okay? What possible benefit to the sensors that could smell methane or detect radioactive material? Why would you need flashing lights on them? There's nothing but downside there. It's going to make them aware of those. They're going to move them a different way. You want people not aware of drones. His theory that makes no sense. That makes no sense. I'm sorry. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on that particular theory. Now, let's go over here and let's look at let's go look at this thing where one gets shot down, because this is very weird. All right, so check this out.
He's like right on it. Ooh, that whatever it was just shut down the drone, if that was a drone.
Yeah. Let's watch it again. So look, you can see that one kind of comes up on it. The one that's flashing comes up on the drone. Fast too, dude. Fast on the drone. And then
That whatever it was just shut down.
Good night.
The drone, if that was a drone.
Like right there, that's the speed of gravity. So you like when you watch it again, look, like you saw what speed gravity moves at.
Holy crap.
So it's like here. So watch. So it's like, all right. I mean, this thing moves fast down there, dude. Right here. Boop. That's pretty much the speed of gravity.
Right on it.
And then good night.
That whatever it was just shut down the drone, if that was a drone.
I am very open to your guys' thoughts on what that is. Now, this one, there's some other ones too. Like drone was shot down, crashed in New Jersey. So like, and then I don't know what this is, man. There's a lot of like weird stuff here, dude. But this is my point. Look at that. Hey, that thing is out trying to find nuclear weapons. Like, come on, dude. You know what I mean? Why would they make it look like that? This is saying drone is shot to. Oh, yeah. So there is. I mean, they are shooting them down, though. Wait. Is this another one? Oh, this is a better video of the. Oh, wow. Whoa. That's a way, way, way better angle. Is that going to shoot? Is that the thing that shot it down? I haven't seen this one. Oh, wow. That's way crazier. I mean, I don't know what it is. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Watch that. Okay, that's totally different. I mean, again, I'm not saying they're like aliens. I have no idea. But watch how fast this thing got over there that you couldn't see in the first one. So look, you can see it right there, right? Like that one's moving. See, this is what's normally like not in these videos. It's like movement. But look at how fast that goes, dude.
Is that moving quick?
And then just kind of stops. That's bananas, dude. That's actually,
I don't know what the hell that is.
that's a good one. That's a good video. And then this one they shot down. It's like, here you go. It's just a plane. A large drone of unknown origin shot down by a deer hunter. Nantucket. Buckshot. Dude, like, see what is going on. This brings us to the conclusion of this video, which is what I actually think is going on. And I am going to share that with you right now. Okay. So this is a story that just dropped the other day. Okay. So I think you guys may have heard that Joe Biden just commuted more sentences than any president has in his history of the country on their way out. Now, obviously, this happens at the end of presidencies. They come in and then they abuse their power and they commute a bunch of presidents or a bunch of a bunch of people who are doing time, their sentences. And I would imagine there's a lot of bribery going on there behind the scenes. Lots of ways to get people money from people who want to get out of jail. But nonetheless, it's always controversial. But I don't think it's ever been more controversial than the president commuting the sentence of a Chinese guy connected to the Chinese government who is sharing like tens of thousands of videos of babies being raped. Okay. And he's like, let's let that guy out. You're all, why? Well, he has friends in high places. You're all, in America? What? In America is, friends in high places or somewhere else? I don't think I need to answer that question. Mm-hmm. So he has friends in high places in China, and you are using your power to commute his sentence when he was distributing content showing grown-up adults raping toddlers. Nice, dude. Listen, when I was thinking, allow the president the ability to pardon people, that's exactly what I had in mind. Chinese nationals who are into child rape. Awesome. Good job. Now, here's another one, okay? So also, and by the way, do you think that Biden is making any of these decisions? Probably made the decision about his son, and most likely that had to do with kind of protecting himself, as we've discussed at length. But, then there's also this one. Do you guys remember the case Kids for Cash? Oh, wait, Jesse, how does this tie into the drones? We'll get there. So Kids for Cash, okay? This is one of the most disgusting cases in like the history of this country. And I'll just summarize it for you very, very, just very shortly, okay? There was a case in Pennsylvania where there was this judge, and he was in league with this guy who owned all these private prisons or juvenile prisons, right? And the government was paying the private prison like X number of dollars for every kid that was imprisoned in one of their private prisons. And he got down with one of his boys who happened to be a judge and started paying the judge per kid that got incarcerated. And so this judge, being a psychopathic, sociopathic piece of human shit, started throwing kids in jail at a rate that had never been seen before in the country. And, people like some of the parents, they like supported this guy. They're all, well, that's what these kids need. They need hard, repercussions when they misbehave. You're talking about like kids that would get like arrested or have the police going there because like they yelled at their parents and absolutely insane stuff. This guy was jailing every single kid, and he wasn't doing it because he cared about society. He was doing it because he was getting paid every time, throwing children in jail. So he got paid. The guy is a fucking piece of shit. The guy should die in jail. Okay. Exactly where he put all those kids, where he ruined their lives. Okay. Literally, like this guy, let me just read you a little bit more about this guy. Okay. I do feel sorry. I got it wrong because so Biden commuted his sentence is obviously where we're going. Okay. He deserves to be behind bars. Okay. Conahan. Oh, sorry. Let me show you this. So Conahan was convicted in 2011 of funneling juveniles to a for-profit detention center, for for-profit detention centers in exchange for more than $2 million in kickbacks. He was sentenced to more than 17 years in prison after pleading guilty to racketeering conspiracy charges. At the time, the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Pennsylvania called the scandal the worst in Pennsylvania's history. That's exactly right. And then they had to vacate thousands of juvenile convictions. This guy is a fucking human shitbag. Okay? So they just went ahead and commuted his sentence, though. They're like, he's done enough. He's done enough. It's like, no, he hasn't. Let that guy rot in jail. So my point is, and how you tie that back is, we also have this one. I'm sorry, not this one. Not that one either. This one, So the U.S. is funneling another $20 billion to Ukraine. Hey, but we're giving it to them with seized Russian assets. You're like, okay. How is that relevant? They're like, well, we're not giving them like money from the American people. Hey, run me through that logic again, okay? Go ahead and run me through that logic. How is that not coming from the American people? They're all, well, we got it from Russia. We're borrowing trillions of dollars, okay? If you are running at a deficit, then you can't just like give away $20 billion and then pretend that it's because we took that money from over here and over here. That's like what people who have no ability to manage money tell themselves. You know, it's like, dude, you're in $100,000 of debt. And they're like, I know. And I'm definitely going to go buy a brand new car. You're like, you can't afford it. They're like, yes, I can, because I just made $35,000. That's what I'm going to spend it on. You're like, you owe $100,000. Okay. You can't just say like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. Dude, you're in debt. You need to take that. Like, okay. So that's bullshit, misdirection. And my point is, if you look at what they're doing at the end of the Biden presidency, they are doing a lot of really shady shit, and who knows what they're about to do, like really towards the end. So this is a nice way to keep all the journalists focused in this direction and not looking at what the fuck the Biden administration is doing at the end of their, at the end of their tenure. That's my theory on this, okay? Is that this is just a straight up psyop to distract us from what is going on here. Now, there could be fake alien invasion, but let's be real. No one's buying it, dude. Okay? No one's buying it. They could, honestly, at this point, they have destroyed their credibility. They could literally have a massive alien craft go over, just like Independence Day, hover over the new Trade Center, shoot a thing down, and I would still think I'd still think it's the government. Okay? They burned their credibility into the ground during COVID, man. Like, there's no coming back from that. Sorry, that's the way it is. So if they're trying to do a fake alien invasion, it's not going to work. Whatever they think they're going to do, it's just not going to work, man. Anyway, so yeah, distraction. That's my theory. That's what I got. Love you guys. Bye-bye.